LoreWarrior Aerotech, the Cameron-class battleship. Overview. The decades following the reunification wars seemed so peaceful and prosperous all across the Star League that the public assumed that the soldiers of the SLDF had very little to do but escort cargo transports or act as honour guards at important functions. So good were the times that many thought that the SLDF was now unnecessary, at least at its present size. This view was at its strongest during the 2650s, when a small but influential minority of politicians and nobles lobbied to limit the growth and eventually freeze the military's budget. The budget freeze forced the SLDF to be frugal, but there was a wide gap between the Navy's battleships and its cruisers. The admirals needed a ship to assume command of the huge convoys going into and out of the periphery. They wanted a ship with the firepower of a battleship and the mobility of a cruiser, so it could keep up with the faster cargo dropships being built at the time. The small firm of Dassault Shimon Enterprises of New Earth beat out the other bidders for the contract in 2657. Instead of fulfilling its grand promises, the Cameron, battlecruiser as it became known in the Star League's Navy, was its biggest boondoggle. Capabilities. When launched in 2668, the Cameron obviously fell short of the sleek, powerful vessel that was promised by the designers. The ship was very slow. Its two Cassian-Vasa interplanetary engines, while extremely powerful, could only match the acceleration of a battleship. The problem sprang from the fact that the Cameron was 50,000 tons overweight. The good news was that the Cameron's weaponry. It had 4 turrets that housed the Maelstrom AR-10, a launcher that can fire missiles of any size, along with 6 other turrets carrying the largest particle projection cannon available, combined with secondary armaments of 16 autocannon, 10 naval lasers, and the ability to carry 16 fighters. These weapons gave the ship a tremendous offensive capability. As a note here from the editor, the admirals knew the Cameron was a flawed design. The prospect, though, of public disapproval made them afraid to admit their mistake, and they ordered 40 of these ships in total. Modifications would mask some of the many flaws of the ship, but hopes that it would turn out to be adequate were dashed by the fate of the SLS St. Joan. Attached to the 20th Army in the Rimworld's Republic, the St. Joan escorted convoys carrying personnel and supplies for the SLDF. In November 2674, while escorting a convoy headed for Placidia, the ship encountered 6 privateer vessels, destroyer-sized transports that had been retrofitted with weapons and powerful engines. When the St. Joan maneuvered to engage the attackers, it lost power. The captain switched to auxiliary power, only to then find that the ship's batteries couldn't provide life support and fire the weapons simultaneously. Seeing that the battlecruiser was doing nothing to protect its ships, the privateers moved to investigate, and after a few cautious attacks, they realized that the vessel was helpless and began to attack in earnest, destroying the St. Joan in minutes. An investigation later revealed that the engineers at Dassault Shimon had known of the problem, but had covered it up to save the contract. Several senior admirals would resign following this incident, and the Star League appropriated Dassault Shimon's shipyards. The existing Camerons were relegated to transport duties from then on. The clans use a modified version of this ship, and although it is still quite slow, it's proven an excellent mobile command centre. The clans and Comstar have corrected the defects in the Cameron's original power distribution system and added a lithium fusion battery as required. Ironically, even with this improved version, it still fails to meet the original performance specification of the SLDF commissioned Cameron. They could hold their breath in between shots. Anyway, the Cameron is a battle cruiser. It has a structural integrity of 80. Its KF drive integrity is 20. Its energy collector sail integrity is 5. It has 2 docking hardpoints, 16 small craft cubicles, 6 small craft bay doors, and a grav deck of 2. Its engine is the Cassian-Vasa, giving it the very slow thrust of 2 and overthrust of 4. It uses 1 fuel point per day, I believe. It has 500 tons, I think, and uses 39.5 tons to burn per day. Its armor is 816 on the nose, 900 on the right, and 900 on the left for the command section. Its middle section has 900 on the left and right side, and its engine section has 900 on the right, the left, and 800 on the aft. so you can get the impression this thing is quite big. Its weapons on the command section for the nose-firing arc is 2 heavy naval PPCs. Its right sides are 2 AR-10s and 2 heavy naval PPCs. Its left side has the same. Its middle section has 4 naval autocannon 25s and 3 naval laser 55s, and has the exact same thing on the left side. Its engine section has 4 naval autocannon 25s, 2 naval laser 55s, 2 AR-10s, and 2 heavy naval PPCs on the right, and the same again on the left, and the engine has a further 2 heavy naval PPCs. As you can see, there's quite an energy draw from all of that. It's a lot of lasers and a lot of PPCs, which makes sense for the amount of power draw. The ship's visual design screams like 1980s sort of sci-fi anime kind of look, Crushers, that kind of thing, if anyone knows what I'm referencing on that one. It's definitely a thing. I don't dislike it. I'm not jumping up and down with joy at it either. It's a weird looking ship. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's an interesting story. It's a good background. The idea of it's even named after obviously Cameron. It's got all this prestige to it, and then there's obviously all of the the fact that they knew it was crap, they knew it was bad, they just didn't know how bad. It's a nice little narrative element to it. There's like the idea that there may even still be a couple of Camerons kicking around that just, probably have had to have a few severe modifications to allow it to fire its weapons and keep the crew alive at the same time. So, an interesting little addition. Yeah, I mean, I guess the clans, obviously, as it says, they fixed it, and the Comstar fleets probably improved it with their own modifications for their own clandestine use for all those years before they had to step out from the shadows. But, yeah, it's not bad. Very well-equipped vessel. Good defensive one, I imagine, and hold a location, as I doubt anybody really wants to go up against that amount of firepower, if they can avoid it. But, yeah, it's not a bad little ship, so... That's the Cameron-class Battleship. There was another part here, sorry. The KF drive system is the KF King 6A. And yeah, it's the 2 Cassian Vassar interplanetary engines. Its hull is known as the Crichton M-4. And it's 839 meters long. Its sail span is 1,450 meters. Has a dropship capacity of 2 as well. And carries its complement of 16 fighters and 10 other small craft. Its armour is the Ajax 7PK300, and the armament names were 8 Maelstrom AR-10 missile launchers, 12 Super Rand heavy naval particle projection cannon, 16 Pontiac 25 series naval autocannon, and 10 Tronel 55 series naval lasers. And yeah, manufactured by Dassault Shimon Enterprises. Communication system is the Viacom 1011. And the targeting and tracking is the Johnson Datamaster 6000, which is, if you know, you know. The JDM systems just, yeah, there's a system there it's not good. It just speaks to the cut corners, honestly. I'll go into the JDM at some point in the future, but there's just not enough time in the day to talk about just how bad the Johnson brand and system of targeting and tracking is. Even on the civilian level, their products are pretty bad. But yeah, we'll get into that one another time. Have a good one all. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.